Hi everyone, Nathan here with ATC Cooling and Heating, and today we're going to do a short update on refrigerant. As some of you may have heard, as of May 2025 there is a severe shortage of the most commonly used refrigerant in HVAC equipment. At the end of 2020, President Trump signed into law the AIM Act. This act promised to reduce the use of HFCs or hydrofluorocarbons over the next 15 years. And since then, the industry has been on a pathway to change refrigerants, a process that culminated at the beginning of 2025 when no new equipment could be made using R410A. Out was R410A, and in its place were either R32 or R454B. Each HVAC manufacturer chose one of these two new refrigerants for its equipment. It began a phase out of all of its older R410A equipment in favor of these new low global warming potential refrigerants. Now for reference, R454B has a global warming potential of 466 versus R410A's GWP of 2088. R454 uses a blend of R32 and R1234YF, very exciting to know. So in the end, the new refrigerants are really just kissing cousins. The Chemours company holds the patent on R454B and has been ramping up production to meet the demand for the newly designed equipment. Honeywell Advanced Materials manufactures R454B under its trade name Solstice R454B. And here's where there is a problem. In April of this year, Honeywell announced it could no longer keep up with demand and began importing refrigerant at about a 40% higher cost. This news caused the industry to begin hoarding refrigerant and caused the retail price to spike 2 to 3 times its former value. And it's frankly very hard to find a bottle of R454B right now. It all looks very much like a COVID-era toilet paper shortage. Supply chains are pinched and it is hard to get the refrigerant. Distributors are rationing out bottles of R454B like it's gasoline in the 1970s. HVAC contractors are anxious about supply and really not happy about paying nearly $1,000 for a bottle. Many contractors, ourselves included, are investigating alternative equipment lines that use R32 because, strangely enough, R32 is widely available. Now, some people have theorized that the R454B shortage is due to the change in bottle design that was also mandated. The new bottles have a pressure reducing valve on them, for example. But both R32 and R454B use the same bottles, so that's unlikely to be the cause. Now, while most manufacturers chose R454B for their new equipment due to its similar performance and ease of redesign of its equipment to those using R410A, some did choose R32. Brands that use R32 include Goodman, Daikin, Gree, and Amana. And so far, I really haven't found equipment prices on these R32 brands to be all that compelling versus what I'm paying right now for my R454 brand. Some may be taking advantage of the shortage, but Trane, our primary brand, makes sure that we really do have access to R454B whenever we need it. Outdoor Trane units come pre-charged with refrigerant, and our equipment prices have really not changed. Even if we need to add a pound or two of R454B refrigerant at installation, the cost difference overall is slight, and the price of new equipment that has remained flat. Most experts are pointing at a mid or maybe late summer fix to the supply chain problems. By later in summer, demand will fall off, manufacturing will have ramped up, and no one will be interested in hoarding refrigerant going into the slower fall season. All in, I believe this shortage is a temporary bump in the road. I would not recommend making an equipment selection choice based solely on the refrigerant that it uses. And over time, you can expect the price of R454B to decrease and mirror the price of R32, while the old refrigerant, R410A, goes up in price as it is phased out. Now, if you have any questions on refrigerants, shortages or otherwise, or really anything HVAC, just leave a comment here or check us out at atcservice.com. Thanks for watching.